So what I have here is a nice sleep tea. It's only 1:30, but I really enjoy drinking this tea. It doesn't really make me sleepy. But anywho, I guess I'm quite nervous to film this video. So the thing is, I love filming videos, and I would love to make more impromptu videos like this. The thing is, I always get quite nervous when it comes to talking to the camera like this in such an impromptu way where there's no script, no sort of idea of what I'm going to be talking about. I guess I have an idea, but it's just very blurry and there is no outline because I tend to waffle a lot. Also, I am not a great conversationalist. I stutter a lot. I use a lot of filler words. And yeah, I think that makes it less enjoyable for people to watch, even though I have a lot of things that I want to talk to you about, talk to people about out there, you know, on the other side, you guys who are listening. I feel like I could help out a lot of people. I don't consider myself to be a great conversationalist. However, I think the only way to get better is to do things like this. The only way to get better at talking to people and talking to the camera, because this is something that I want to do. The only way to improve and get better is to practice, to do this. And so I'm very conscious. I'm very aware of what I'm going to be saying today. That's why I'm going to be talking really slowly, so that I'm trying not to use filler words, trying not to stutter, and trying to make sense as well. And also, I think when it comes to conversations, whether, you know, it's with your family, with your friends, or strangers even, you can have some amazing conversations with people. And I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy exploring ideas, just chatting away to people. It's a great experience to have common ground, or even, you know, argue about things, not in a, you know, violent way, but you know, have a discussion is the proper way of saying it. And I think the more you practice it as well, and the more you learn and perfect your speech and learn to stop using filler words and stop humming and umming, the better conversations you're going to have. And you're also going to improve the whole experience for the other person, for the people involved in the conversation, and for yourself. It's going to help you improve your self-confidence, improve your confidence in the way you speak, because I think I really lack that a lot. When I'm talking to people, I tend to think that I know I do this. I rush a lot. I try to talk really fast as if there's only a limited amount of time that we have together. And if that's true, then, you know, you can still slow down and just say the most important bits. So yeah, that's just why I'm doing this. But also another reason, and that's probably reason number one, sorry for not doing it in order, but my mind is kind of all over the place. Reason number one was just because I mainly just got this urge to pretty much just get the camera and talk about something that I think would help people, something that I wish I'd heard when I was little or when I was younger, something interesting, something that people can relate to, and, you know, something that you guys on the other side can listen to, and you can also have a conversation with me down in the comments. And yeah, I just love feedback. You know, a lot of us tend to say we love feedback, genuine feedback. And then we tend to get quite offended when people give us feedback. And I know that tends to be me sometimes when I get harsh feedback. But honestly, just give me harsh feedback. Even if I get upset, depressed, you know, whatever, I'll get over it. But feedback is good. So now, I guess the thing that I want to talk about today is passion. Let me just get a little sip of this tea. I've got other tea too. The company is called T2. T as in the letter T and number 2. And I got this really nice pot from my boyfriend's mum as a Christmas present. And I really enjoy it. It's super cool. It's only enough for one cup of tea, but you press it here and it comes out from the bottom. It's super cool. And I love this tea. There's some other tea. I've got these really small boxes of tea, and there's some other teas in there that have licorice in it, and I really don't like the sweet aftertaste that it gives and leaves behind on my tongue. That's why I'm drinking this one, because this is my favourite. I had another favourite that I've actually run out. So I guess the thing I want to talk about today is passion. I know I'm finding it really difficult to keep eye contact with the camera. It's very intimidating, but I'll try my best to do it and to stay connected with you guys, because I know how important it is when someone's talking and they're not looking at you. It can be quite distracting, annoying. So just bear with me, we'll get better at this. I guess we can call these, I don't know, mug Mondays, you know, you get a mug of tea, coffee, whatever, and we just talk and listen to each other and have a discussion in the comments. So yeah, today's topic is passions. And the reason why I want to talk about this today, and I apologize if this is super long, but again, we're having a discussion. Passions, I've always struggled with passions. I think passions are a really difficult thing in a lot of people's personal lives, because there's this line between passions, you know, the thing that you want to do and the thing that you should be doing because you need to earn a living. And passions don't necessarily, for a lot of people, don't make a living. And I suppose the reason why I feel so strongly about this topic is because I've always had this one passion. And my passion has been, I don't really know what it's been, but just being creative, creating content. So let me tell you my story, exactly how this started. If you haven't seen my latest video, in that video, I talk about my passion from a very young age, where I was really excited about filming. I had this idea that I wanted to make super cool, crazy videos with my friends, sort of Hollywood level films, you know. And I remember having this idea as a kid. And you can go watch that video. But that's where the seed was planted. That's when the seed had been planted, and from that point on, I think I've always been a very creative person. I've always wanted to express myself creatively in one way or another, and I've dabbled in a lot of different things. And so at that young of an age, that's when I discovered, well, at the time I didn't know that would become something later in life, but now looking back on it, that is my story. That is how it all started. And I only remembered this not so long ago, because I never actually paid attention to that, never paid attention to that memory. And then recently, when I started therapy, I started, you know, uncovering a lot of different things. And I went back to my childhood, to a lot of different things in my childhood, and I discovered this, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. I've always been someone who's been wanting to create videos, be creative, put things out there. I was never aware of that, because back in the day, especially I lived in Poland, and it was super traditional, you know, you go to school and you get a job, and passions are not, you know, really a thing. You can be into sports or drawing or whatnot, but other things, there was no other things really. And so remembering this this memory has been such a blessing, because I feel like it's allowed me to become more in tune with my identity and realize that, this is not just a phase. I've always wanted this in one way or another. I've always wanted creativity to be part of my life. Now, going back to when I moved to England and I was around 14, 15, somewhere around that age, I started a blog. And I shared, some stories from my life, and also I posted some pictures of my clothes because I thought that, that was cool and that's what everyone was doing. Ow, my leg is going seriously numb. Okay, I've got this. So, yeah, I shared some photos and I thought, I'd talk about these clothes and where I got them from, and I thought that was super cool. And I also talked about some of my stories. I never shared it with anyone because I was afraid. Obviously, I was kind of just writing for myself. It was more of a personal diary. Unfortunately, I don't have access to that blog anymore. I wish I did, but unfortunately I think I deleted it because I got scared that people would see it. And so I deleted it, which is such a shame. But nevertheless, there was this. And then when I was in my first year of uni, I actually started filming YouTube videos with my phone camera. And I remember just filming stuff in my dorm room because I was too afraid to film in front of my flatmates because, nobody knew that I had a channel. And so I just kind of kept it, super quiet, never shared it with anyone. And I filmed about what I was eating and health tips and things like that, and just bringing people along on my day at university. Even though it was only in my room, I still felt like I had a lot of stuff to share, and I thought that was brilliant. But then again, I don't have those videos anymore. I deleted the channel because I got too afraid that people would be able to see it. I remember I was getting 50 views on some of the videos and I was like, wow, that is crazy. And then the fear kicked in and I was like, well, what if someone who knows me watches this? So I deleted the channel. I had the videos on my old laptop, but that broke, unfortunately, ages ago, so I got rid of that. It's a shame, but, I have these memories, and the memories are great. And then moving on to my actual, let's say, YouTube passion that I'm working on right now. I've been doing this, and I think it was my boyfriend who actually pushed me to share it with people, and that was amazing because I think I would have never done it because I was always too afraid of what other people would think of me. And yeah, and we're still going strong. I love doing this. There's this thing, like I said before, where when it comes to your passion, you always feel like, well, not always, but there's this thing about passions. I think people tend to feel, at least in my personal experience, in the past, I felt like my passions have been a waste of time. I should be doing other productive things, working on, making money, obviously, making a living, and doing things that are traditional because I care too much about what people would think of me. And so my perception of that has changed a lot over the years, and I no longer think that. And I think that if you have a passion, you should pursue it. I know not everyone is capable of pursuing a passion full time, but you don't have to. You can work on it on the side, and if it's something that you're really passionate about, you're going to stick to it, and you think that you can make it into something long term, you should stick to it. Honestly, the advice here is really basic. There isn't anything magical that I can tell you. And I know that there's a lot of, because I've watched those videos out there on YouTube that tell you, well, if you have a passion, you should just follow it. And then you think to yourself, well, how am I supposed to do that? You know, how the hell you expect me to, you know, take that advice and be like, okay, I'm gonna just pursue my passion? Because it's very difficult to pursue your passion. It's super difficult, especially if it's something that's, I guess, not traditional, and you worry about what people are going to think. So that is the really difficult aspect of following your passion, because there is no kind of recipe, no perfect way of doing it. And we always want to be given a set of steps that we can do to get to something, to get somewhere. And there isn't any, because when it comes to your passion, it's up to you to explore it, and it's up to you to decide how you want to pursue it, how you want to explore it. And that's why it's so difficult, because it is so individual. It's so specific to you and what you want. And let me tell you this, it's not been easy for me. As you can see, I have been kind of on and off with my passion, with this creative thing that I'm doing on YouTube. And that's mainly because, like I said before, when I was busy at university, I thought, well, I just need to put that first. And yes, that is absolutely the right thing to do. You know, I have a lot of time to explore this thing of YouTube, of creativity, making films. But at the same time, sometimes I wish I was a bit braver. I wish I would push myself a bit more. And even though I used to be a workaholic when I was at uni, I don't think I knew how to work smart. And that is something that I'm really working on right now, because if you have a passion and you also have a plethora of other things that you have to do, you really have to learn to work smart to be able to give time to your passion as well. Because at the end of the day, if you don't know how to work smart, how are you going to make this work? How are you going to transition from doing something that you don't really enjoy to doing something that you're passionate about and fills you with joy? And so I'm really working on that. I really want to give this my full attention, and that's why I'm doing this as well, I guess. I've always wanted to just talk to the camera, but I always felt like, oh my goodness, people are going to judge me. I can't really speak that well. People are going to think that I'm some sort of idiot out there, you know, just talking about stuff that's on my mind, and nobody really cares. But you know what? Even if nobody cares, I care. And, you know, I do believe that there are people who are going to find this useful and who are going to appreciate this video. And, you know, if that's you, that's great. If you don't find it useful, then that's great again. You know, we're all at different stages in our lives, and that is absolutely fine. So I guess when it comes to your following your passions, no, there isn't a guidebook, a recipe, a step-by-step list of things that I can give you that will help you pursue your passion and get to where you want to be in life, because I don't have that myself. There are times where I'm struggling as well. I'm like, well, what if, I make a video about this and people aren't going to like it? But I'm learning to just stop filtering things out. I have a big filter, a huge filter. It filters everything out. And I don't know what it is, and I don't know where, I guess I know where it comes from now that I've done therapy. But it's just annoying, It's annoying when you want to be vulnerable and genuine with people, and you feel like you're constantly filtering things out and you can't say things because you're worried. You're worried that people are going to confront you. You're worried that people are going to give you negative feedback. To be fair, why should I care? Why should you care? We shouldn't, or we should not. Do the thing that makes you happy. Do the thing that you enjoy. And I promise you that life will be 100 times better. 100 times better. I guess when it comes to your passion, you know, there are things that you can follow to make it easier. You know, kind of every day do a little bit. And if, let's say, like me today, I got this urge to just record. And in the beginning I was telling myself, no, just do something else, go do something else. But if you get urges like this, don't take them for granted. If you get into this creative spirit, don't take it for granted, because, you know, this sort of feeling doesn't come often. At least I know that, you know, when it comes to being creative, there are times where we are very creative and we can write beautiful things, beautiful scripts, whatever it is that you do. But then there are times, and that is most of the time, where you don't have that creativity side, where you're really struggling to be creative. Because being creative, let's be honest, it is a limited resource. You know, and let's say if you're not getting enough sleep and if you're not eating well, it's also a lot more difficult to be creative. I mean, we've talked about a lot in this video, I feel like. And I feel like we've explored a lot of different areas of, you know, that pertain to passion. And I always feel like I have to, when it comes to video creation, I feel like I have to have an all-round kind of beautiful script, and I have to have answers to everything, because if I don't, then people are going to think like, what is she doing? Why is she doing this? She's not giving me any answers. But I guess we are just having a discussion, and discussions are not, you don't just open it and then close it. You know, they tend to kind of just go on, and you don't tend to always finish a discussion. And there's a lot more that you want to say, but I don't want to make this video too long. Let me know in the comments down below if any of this made sense, if you relate to any of this. Yeah, I would be super happy if you guys just genuinely had a discussion with me, because I can't wait to reply to comments. And like I said, I enjoy having conversations with people, whether it be on the internet, in person, and it would be super great if we could, like, you know, chat in person one day. But since we're here, we might as well have a discussion down below. Just let me know how you feel about passions. What are your passions, and what do you think about this video? Is my eye contact still super bad? Am I umming and humming a lot? Please let me know. And yeah, I think I'm gonna make this thing Mug Mondays or something else. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, stay tuned. Stay safe, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye. Oh my god, my leg. I'm still drinking my tea.